Welcome back to A Life Unpacked. So I'm picking right up where I was last week when I ended with you guys. But I got Miss Sarah down here again with me. She's looking for all the loving this morning, huh? Yeah, she's naked. She doesn't have her collar on right now. It's getting charged. Yeah, so it's Saturday, and we're actually going to the fair today. So the town that I live in has a fair, so it's called the Saratoga County Fair, and we're gonna go over there, and we haven't been there in a couple of years. I want to say maybe the last time was, maybe 10 years ago. Yeah, something like that. Jeff's not gonna come. He's just feeling a little bit under the weather. His stomach's a little uneasy, and it's a lot of walking, and sometimes he has issues with his knee. So I get it. If he's already not feeling great and he's not feeling into it, then that's fine. So anyway, Chris and Tracy are on their way here, and then we're gonna drive over there, and I'll take you along with us, and it'll be interesting to kind of like walk through it again, see what's going on, and eat some fair food, and I don't know, just have a nice, easy day. So let's get going. We'll see you when we're there. Oh, you gotta push this.
Not getting any milk.
Not getting any suction? Ooh, ice cream. This is what I'd like to get someday, a bunch of duckies.
Oh, yeah, I would like some duckies.
I like it when they're swimming. Yeah.
Okay, that explains it.
Hello.
Even at that age, look how small that bear is, and the claws are like.
Hey, 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 hey.
Tracy wants one of these.
Super good. Turbo. Yeah, look at it. It's got trunk. Little flatbed.
Oh, flatbread.
Yeah, but it's too high to be useful for anything.
Just because you're little. Enix can go up there. How do the doors even open?
I would love to get a little trick.
There's no like handles to open the door.
Who says there are handles to open the door?
You can't. That's to close it.
It says literally open. It's cold. I don't know what you're doing. It could be locked. It does swing this way though. You see the thing in here.
Oh, look at the cup holders. It's got an LED screen too. Whew, we are home now. It was hot and sweaty. We were there for almost 4 hours, and we walked about 3 miles. I've got like 8,000 steps from that. So that was a lot of fun. When I was a child, I remember that fair feeling like twice as big as it is now. It's obviously the same size. It hasn't changed. But we had a good time just walking around and seeing the different things. But boy, once we hit lunchtime, like 1:30 onwards, it was insanely sweaty and hot, and there were a lot of people there at that point. So I'm glad we went when we did, and I'm glad we got out of there now, because as we were leaving, the line to get in was like across the road. It was so long. It was so many people in line. We had like 2 people in line ahead of us when we got there, but there were probably like 20, 30 people in line when we were leaving. So insane, but that was a lot of fun. Hello from a very rainy car. This morning I have Asher with me. Asher! It is his last hydrotherapy appointment, so I figured I'd bring the camera and I'd actually like get some like footage with this camera of him, because we may never be back, or we may be back in the wintertime. Sometimes it's a good idea to bring them in the wintertime when it's harder to like walk your dog, and we do still have red light therapy available to us if he is going to need that. So that's something that potentially could happen. So let's go on in and we'll get swimming. Get ready. Oh, oh. The first couple steps were just like, I don't want to get my feet wet. Good boy. Yeah, he's been doing really good. He's been running around the yard, and I haven't seen him go into his full crazy zoomy runs yet, but I'm not going to force him to do anything like that unless he wants to. He kind of did them once upstairs, like inside the house, but I kind of was like, hey, don't do that because it's slippery.
Exactly.
So I was like, well, maybe we shouldn't do that in here.
Yeah, do that outside on the bricky grass.
Add a little more
or
grip.
or something.
But he has seen a couple of rabbits since this happened, and he has gone after them again still, but at least he hasn't turned quickly, so.
Right, exactly. I mean, at this point, he's so much stronger, so,
Yeah.
you know, hopefully, you know, if he does, he'll be in good shape for it.
Yeah. Good boy. Oh my gosh, and then the other day so we have 4 steps that come into the house from the backyard. He flew up those steps. I was like, you're like flying, like the way he jumped. I was like, oh my gosh, I think he skipped 2 steps at once. Look at that.
Don't pay attention to her with the camera.
He hates the camera. Oh my gosh. Every time I get it out, he's barking at me.
Oh, you dropped it.
He looks so good from the side.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It does.
He's got to be at least like 95, like back to 95-ish. Like I said, I haven't seen those full zoomies yet, so I don't really know for sure if he's like 100%. He'd probably never be 100%, but here comes Miss Sarah already. Hi. Hello. If she hits the tripod, then I'm sure you'll see it. But she'll be wandering around here. End of the week. This week has been chaotic at the least. I'm so exhausted. Where to start? Okay, I last saw you guys. Asher was going to hydrotherapy. So yes, he had his last hydrotherapy appointment. You saw how well he's doing. He's just such a good guy when he as long as he's not around other dogs, he's just such a good dog, you know. And he's doing great. The hydrotherapy is going to definitely be something that is not going to, I don't think it's going to go away. We'll just do it as we need it. And he probably won't need surgery. He did fantastic with it and his muscles really grew quite a bit. So that's fantastic news, both for him and for us. Then we had, so I think I filled you in last week. Phil, Jeff's dad, went into the hospital. He had to have a toe removed. His diabetes has taken out, one of his toes. That's a regular thing. Oh my God. Hi. What's the matter? Why are you so cuddly right now? Anyway. Oh, now she's got the toy. So if you hear her rustling, sorry about that. So Phil, he had his toe removed. He had like a toe and a half removed actually. And he started healing, but he was having an issue with being able to like walk and do the same movements he used to be able to do. So we decided to put him into a rehab facility to work through some physical therapy, and he was doing fantastic. I really thought he was going to be coming home this week. But they changed the bandage one day and the next toe started turning purple. So he had to go back into the hospital. He's probably going to have some kind of bypass done on his foot in order to help promote healing. His veins in his foot are just not good. And that's, like I said, that's typical for people with diabetes. They have a lot of issues with their legs and feet. So, at 83, he's lucky he hasn't had anything removed prior to this. Oh my God. Hi. I know you are just, oh my God, you are so much. So he, is back in the hospital, and I don't know if I know we will not be returning him to that rehab facility because he was having a lot of issues with his diabetes medication. Their application of insulin is with an injectable pen, and that sometimes he wasn't getting the correct dosage because the pen wouldn't penetrate his skin, and then they were like, oh, we can't give you more because we can't give you too much. And then it would be hours before they would check him again. So his number was just way too high. His diabetes was out of control. And we're just not okay with that. So after this hospital visit and these surgeries, if he needs to go back to rehab for any reason and he can't get through the rehab in the hospital, then we will look into a different facility. So anyway, now next week we're expecting a couple of different surgeries for him, and that's weighing a lot on Jeff. He's working to figure all of this out, and I ran over to the rehab facility and picked up all of Phil's belongings the other day. So Jeff's been dealing with it fantastically for the most part, and he's been taking him to all the appointments or being at all the appointments that he can be at. And, you know, I love that Jeff was able to step up so much to help with his dad with all of this. And the fact that we were both able to, you know, the truth is if we had, you know, a family and kids, this would probably be a lot more difficult to do. And right now it's just us living separately, and it's okay because we talk all the time. You know, we have FaceTime, and we've got, we're 2 miles down the road. You know, it's not like it's that far, but we're doing really good, and it's working out really good. But you know, it gets lonely for me here, and you know, he's definitely feeling that strain of, you know, being more the sole caregiver and keeper of a house himself, which he's not used to. Anyway, I do want to talk a little bit about my reading this week. In the past couple of weeks, I haven't talked about it too much, but I have my books here that I'm reading right now. So if you don't want to read that, we'll see you next week, because I'm probably just going to end this vlog right after I talk about my books. So let's get into that. So the first book I have here that I'm working on is Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I started reading this a couple of weeks ago now. Maybe, geez. Oh no, I bought this for my birthday, so almost a month. A little over a month. I only read it when I go out. I've been keeping this one in the car. So I'm not super far in. Let's see. Probably not even 100 pages. No, just shy of 100 pages. Frederick Bachman has never been a writer I super enjoy, just because he does a lot of short paragraphs in a lot of people's perspectives, and sometimes I get a little bit like lost in the sauce sometimes. I am enjoying this. It's a little bit slow right now, but I'm sure it'll be picking up soon. I know those first 100 pages, they're really just, she's so silly. They're just trying to introduce characters and kind of get backstories and stuff like that going. So, you know, for the most part, I'm enjoying it. I'm not going to say I hate it or anything like that. It's just, it is what it is. And then I picked up Yesteryear by Carol Claire Burke. This one, everybody is reading this book, it seems like. This is April 2026's Book of the Month Club book. And I, let's see, how far am I into this one? 71 pages. So basically what I've been doing with this one is I've been only reading like a chapter before work every day. And then sometimes I'll read another chapter on my lunch break. But I've just been going slowly through it. I'm not in a rush or anything like that, because I feel like the books that I'm consuming more are my audiobook and my Kindle read. But this one is, so far it's about like an influencer who's a trad wife influencer. And well, she doesn't really seem like when I think of a trad wife influencer, I think of like the women who want to live that lifestyle, but they don't have the values necessarily behind it. They just want to, you know, cook and clean and be at home with the kids and stuff like that. But this girl actually has like a lot of religious depth to her that she also is trying to bring out. But the interesting thing is that she's so judgy, you know, and that's not something I really correlate if you're going to be, you know, a Catholic. I think she's Catholic. But if, you know, if you're going to preach that type of lifestyle, I feel like a big part of it is not being judgmental. You know, you're not here to be the judge. She's definitely judging everybody around her. But the story is so she's a modern day girl influencer who is, a traditional housewife, and she's got this, big, beautiful, farm. And it's super modern. It's, you know, all the stuff is hidden behind, you know, secret doors and stuff like that, like her washer and dryer and stuff like that. So then that way they're out of view, but they're still around because you need to have that stuff. She has hired help for her kids and hired help for, you know, all of the other things that she's got around the farm. And she gets somehow transported back to the olden days where being a traditional housewife took a very different perspective. So I just kind of got to that part where she kind of is transported back in time, and she's trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And then I don't have my reads, but I'll, you know, pop up a picture here. But I have on my Kindle, I've been reading The Mistake. Is that what it's called? I'm pretty sure it's called The Mistake. This is the second book in the Off-Campus series. Everybody has been reading the Off-Campus series or watching the TV show. I did read The Deal not that long ago, so I just wanted to continue with the series. has been going good. I'm already about halfway through with it. I've been reading it fairly fast. At night, I've been reading so much because I bought like a gooseneck holder for my Kindle. So it like it's held and I don't have to hold onto the Kindle because I've been dealing with shoulder issues. And if I'm holding my Kindle, it's been putting a lot of strain on my shoulder when I'm holding it up, like just holding it up. That's so fatiguing on my shoulder right now when I'm going through physical therapy that like I just needed something to hold it. And then I ended up getting like a little clicky to turn the pages, and it's just been fantastic. So I've been reading a lot at night. So yeah, I'm halfway through that one. That one's going very good. That's from the perspective of Logan and Grace. So we've been following their story a little bit, and so far I don't like it as much as The Deal. It's jumped real fast into the relationship, and I'm like, what is happening? So, we'll see where it goes, I guess. And then the last book I have is Dungeon Crawler Carl, The Eye of the Bedlam Bride. I am just about finished with this book. This is the 6th book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. And I don't want to finish these books too fast because I only have like 2 that are out right now. He's only up to he just released book 8. So I think, or did he release book 9? I don't know. I get confused with the numbers, but he just released the last book, so I can only have so many more books before I'm like done with the series. As far as like now, I gotta wait for the next book, and I hate doing that. But yeah, I don't particularly love this level, just because there's a card game involved in it, and I'm not a huge fan of like card games. They're okay, but I'm usually indifferent to them. I feel like they're very repetitive, and it feels that same way to me in the book. I'm like, okay, here we go again. There's another battle. Pull out the cards. Let's go. And the cards are going to do the same things, And so it's fun to see what all the different cards do and stuff like that. But also at the same time, I'm just like, okay, like, can we just get to the next floor? But I do like where the characters' stories are going. I am interested in what's happening outside of the dungeon now. We're starting to see into the, I guess, the universe and the bigger picture of civilians that are watching the crawl and what's going on in their worlds and how it's affecting the crawl. So, just something just happened with, the warlords for the next level. And, I'm kind of like, what does that mean? What does that mean? So I'm excited to read a little bit more of that and get further into that. But anyway. Yeah? Do you not like me talking to the camera? You want all the attention on you. Anyway, I have to get ready and go to the gym. I have a gym class here in about maybe about 45 minutes. Yeah, about 45 minutes. So I'm going to finish getting ready for the day. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys had a good time. I know this week was a little bit short and chaotic. We went to the fair and we did some hydrotherapy and then we just sat and talked about books. But that's okay. That, again, it happens. Life happens and things like this are going to go on. So, it's all good. But we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much and we'll talk to you later. Bye.